What's up, YouTube? Hanging out with Ben Stoeger, and, well, you got drafted to make some videos. First one I want to talk about is each gun has something to teach you, in my opinion, because different types of guns have little nuances, and some have better triggers than others, different sights, recoil less or more. So I just went through your armory. Well, how'd you help me? And I thought there's a bunch of varieties of guns, but some guns stand out to me. So I thought we should just talk about them a bit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, this was one of the first pistols you started shooting with.
Yes. So to me,
because Mel Gibson had one.
Well, not like this, but yeah, he did have one. Again, Uncle Mel, coolest guns. To me, yeah, every gun has had something to teach me. Whether or not I learn it is kind of a different question. And it's not just the gun itself, it's about the gun with me. So it's like where I'm at in my training and development, and then what I'm getting out of the gun. Like I started on the Berettas, and what I kind of came to realize after a long time was that if you guys shoot this, you can kind of shoot anything because you've got the double single gun, so you have a longer, stiffer trigger pull. You've got the single action speed. You have the decocker, the manual of arms to deal with. Yeah, so kind of what I ended up realizing after a while with this is, yeah, if you can shoot this, you can kind of shoot anything.
Well, with that, you won some national championships in USPSA with it. Why did you not switch to a more optimum? I mean, I'll just make the claim there probably was more optimal guns, in my opinion, or that was conventional wisdom was not to use that gun.
Yeah, I mean, this was at the time where you were a dummy if you shot a double single gun.
Everyone's shooting striker fire guns, mainly Glock 34s.
Yeah, they were shooting Glock 34s with really light triggers and stuff. I don't know. I didn't have a ton of money. This was a $1,200 gun when I bought it, I think. And I think I was making $10 an hour. This was a heavy lift to get this gun, and I didn't have time to fuck about hopping between guns. And it was just I don't know, it just seemed better to me to continue on the path I was on because I was shooting the gun pretty well.
Okay.
For sure.
So that gun, you shot white box at that, 115 white box, right, for the bulk of your shooting?
Yep. I shot, predominantly Winchester white box was my training ammo. And again, when I started buying that, it was $8 a 100. I guess how old I am.
Yeah, that's what I bought it for at Walmart also. I'd go to Walmart. Because they'd ask me at Walmart checkout, is this for a rifle or pistol?
Absolutely, it's for a rifle. What are you talking about, bro?
And so I'd say it was for my rifle, and since I was 18 at the time, they're like, okay, and then the little thing on the screen would change from 21 to must be 18, which I was cool, so okay. So I bought 9mm ammo for my rifle at Walmart.
That's my understanding of the law. You have to tell them it's for a rifle.
They would ask me at checkout, so yeah.
Of course it's for a rifle.
Obviously.
What kind of psycho do you think I am, bro?
So, you shot that gun for a while.
I did.
And at some point, you decided to switch to this gun.
Well, my Beretta fleet was getting a bit tired at a certain point. I think around 2012, 2013, it was kind of like these hose had not been made for, I don't know, a decade at that point.
That's the Beretta Elite 2, for people not familiar. So it's a Brigadier slide and some other nonsense, but it stopped being a catalog item.
It did, and Beretta wasn't making anything that I gave a shit about at that point, and I have no loyalty to Beretta. As a company, I actually thought they were kind of gay. Just a couple conversations I had with their marketing guys, and it's I don't want to talk to these people. I just don't like them. I'm sorry, I don't know. No, it's going on your channel. I can say whatever I want.
Exactly.
It's great.
I remember they didn't know who you were, and they offered to give you some free base pads or something at one point. It was a hat or a t-shirt.
No, they offered me shirts. When I was on. What was that show when I went to...
The Hot Shots or Top Shots, whatever it was
called. Their marketing guy called me after that. He's like, oh, do you need any shirts? And it was I mean, I wouldn't say it was insulting, but it was kind of
You were already a, multinational champion at that point? And that was the episode where, they did some challenge the Beretta 92, and you were called in because you were the Beretta expert.
I mean, they were...
I know you love talking about this stuff.
I don't like talking about it. It was just dude, you guys are stupid. I mean, I have some self-respect. No, I don't want free shirts. I have shirts to wear. I met Griffel and Frank Garcia. I had chatted with him in 2012, and what I liked about the stock twos was that it was basically the same deal, a double single gun. It's a little more competition oriented, and the gun's way heavier, and you could get the trigger way lighter and have it run. And at that time, the only way that I could really get this gun was being on Tanfolio's team. So I agreed to do that.
Well, let's give you a little backstory. That's where the Pro Shop unicorn came from.
Yes, that's
the logo. That's because that gun was a unicorn. You'd get them, well, we're a little bit autistic here, but there's like small and large frame, and to get them, it's like, it was tough to get the one you wanted. They were importing limited numbers, and
It was a whole thing.
it was a very difficult gun to get a hold of in the configuration you wanted.
Well, to me, it was just like the same thing, but you just learn speed, right? Because the gun's soaking up the recoil. So that was kind of how I looked at it. Like the gun was, I'm shooting it further. It's mechanically more accurate, with this big fatty barrel. So it's like, it was like the same concept, just way more raced out. So I did learn a lot with it. I'm not going to lie. Learned a lot of speed, and ended up shooting this.
Really, the rest of your shooting career.
Yeah, in USPSA.
Or USPSA.
Anyway. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right. So then you've got those guns. You're on the Tanfo team.
Mm-hmm.
You get some free guns every year.
Yeah, I do. I got a lot of guns from them.
And what possessed you to request those guns?
So this is a 40 cal limited gun. Like, truthfully, this gun is shit compared to a 2011 in terms of the build quality.
Yes.
But I just wanted to play around with a 40. So what I really learned from this gun was like 40. Was like learning how to grip it properly with these slick. They're not as bad as the CZ stuff now, as far as how slick they are, but the grips are a little slick.
It's the extreme grips.
Yeah, the trigger is like stupid light. It's like you just touch it and it goes off. Yeah, I mean, this was just to teach me 40, and which changed the game a lot. So it's major scoring. So the scoring's different. The gun feels a lot different when you're shooting it, obviously. Well, and I did enjoy shooting that gun. I didn't shoot it that much. I shot it a little.
Before that, I mean, you were very much like, you were more accurate. If I had to pick one, you were more on the accuracy side than the speed side. I'm not saying you weren't fast also, but that gun, did that allow you to let loose a bit, or did you force, I assume you forced yourself to let loose and take some Charlies due to scoring?
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Like, to me, I'd say it's more quirky than people think, because you can just burn on certain targets. You can burn like a lot more recklessly and eat up Charlies, but at distance or on steel targets, you're actually shooting it more carefully because the extra shots are even more punitive with it.
Due to the recoil.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, it's quirky, I would say. It was more nuanced than one might think. So that was another thing. Like, I think, oh, I know all this shit. And it's like, well, you start practicing with a gun and shooting it. It's like, well, you don't know as much as you think you know.
Did you learn
That's what I consistently find out.
Did you learn anything about grip with those guns? Because obviously there's more recoil.
Yeah, no, I learned like that. No, I learned how to grip the gun in a way that I stayed connected to it. And I think I was probably overdoing it, because now if I shoot, like this, I had a 40 cal. This is a 40 cal Glock 22. I think I got it in 2007.
It's a Gen 3.
Yeah, Gen 3. Like, now shooting this gun 500 rounds a day for a week doesn't even wear my hands out. Like, it doesn't bug me at all. So I think I've actually like gone the other way and kind of gotten the optimal connection where I can stay connected with less muscle strain or less force.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And I still have the factory, like I'm not going to point it quite at myself. Maybe I could point it at Joel.
You could do that.
Yeah, that's good. So I mean, I still have these factory white sights on here that are horrific. Mm-hmm. And this is just a gun for me to have to train with, just because it's like, at that time, this was the cop gun. Mm-hmm. So that's why I have this, and, I've used it in that capacity since.
Any Glock, switching to Glocks or doing some agency type of work where, all right, I'll just put word, it's not appropriate to show up with your Tanfolio or a Beretta due to the clientele. So switching to a Glock, what did that teach you? Was it
taught me Glocks?
was it a heavy lift as far as like the gun recoiling, the trigger was heavier?
Yes.
All that stuff?
It's just because it's so different. And if you ask me now, I'd say a Glock is way easier, way more convenient to shoot than like a fucking Beretta. Like, the Glock is way easier to me now.
Okay.
Way easier. But at the time, it was an adjustment. That's for sure.
What were the biggest hardships when you switched to Glock? Is there anything specifically that stands out?
Well, no, it's just the shooting dynamics of it were so different. It was just like all one trigger press that's a little bit harder, and the gun's way lighter, so you feel like it's jumping more. And But I mean, it's like it's so different. But the manipulations are really easy. It's like really easy to reload. So I don't have to worry about that. But it's a different grip angle, which I had to learn. Which now I just go back and forth. I don't give a shit.
It's annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it was just learning a platform that's different to the other stuff. Which since that time, now everybody's everybody's copied like the 9mm striker fired sort of paradigm. But it took time to get that online.
That makes sense. Well, since you're already up and running with that kind of stuff, then you bought one of these.
Well, when did I get the
320?
320? I think when did I get this? Last year or the year prior?
I thought it was 2 years ago.
Might have been 2 years ago. So again, this is just to learn another platform, one with a bunch of modularity. And one thing I started to take away from this gun was like different trigger positions. So I shoot a Glock like this. If you look at my hand and finger position, this is where I would be on a Glock. But then with this gun, I learned like this. So now I'm holding the gun slightly different. And that was a big realization I had shooting this gun, where it's like, oh, if I just change up my hand position a little bit and change the way that, if I change me very slightly, I get a lot more out of the gun. And since then, like that made like shooting the M&P is much easier now, like with this experience under my belt. That's what I would say.
Did you use the same pressures? Did the inputs, do you change at all? Or was it just the positioning?
I would say over the last 5 years, I've lightened up on pressure a lot. It keeps getting lighter.
It's kind of crazy because most people think like you clamp down harder on the gun or whatever. How much grips? Our friend Hunter Constantine did a video for YouTube.
I was laughing at him.
Yeah, where you got pulled for that, and he's like, he wanted you to,
He's like, I'm gonna check your grip pressure, and I'm laughing at him. I was like, this is so stupid. And then you see the other guys were like grabbing the pressure thing and like bearing down on it with their whole arm. I'm like, you don't fucking hold a gun that way, idiot. You just want to have a fat number. Like I did think that was funny.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Then fast forward. I think the last evolution
the 2011
has been the 2011 stuff.
Well, the 2011 thing's been a craze for people because now they have 9mm 2011s that run reliably. So that's what I, buy these, lean into it, like train with it, whatever, have fun with it. So what I got out of the XC was basically minimizing those inputs. So like learning the manual of arms, like I've done, a single action gun with a safety before, but the thing that's different about this is the comp and how light the trigger is. Like this is lighter than the Tanfoglio stuff I had even. And really what I saw with this gun is just how much input affects the gun, right? That's pretty much it, where it's like less and less and less input. And I can go faster and faster and faster because it doesn't take that much input to make this thing do what you want it to do. So, yeah, I mean, I really kind of started to understand the input concept a lot better when shooting this gun, like, to be honest.
Yeah, I noticed. So I've got, it's similar in recoiling, but you've shot it. Parker Mountain Machine sent me a dual port comp slide that goes on my Walther PDP. I've got a polymer and a steel frame version. And with that, like our conversations were just, I hold the thing still and I try my very best to not do anything. And I mean nothing.
Yeah.
And any little bit of something affects where the bullets go. So I assume that was kind of what you're getting at with this, with the comp. It's like the least amount of stuff you can possibly do is going to stack shots.
Yeah, I mean, if I fuck up with that gun, I'm putting in input. And it's like not that much. It doesn't take that much.
Then what about switching from that gun with the no comp that gun that's comped to like a non-comped 2011, a non-comp 2011. Is there any difference? Is there any?
Well, non-comped, yeah, that you work a little more, but I would say the Atlas stuff is so well balanced that it's like I can shoot it even faster, and the comp is not destabilizing the gun at distance. And like the Titan shoots like insane. As far as, it's not that it's so soft, it's that it feels so fast and it's coming right back to where I'm looking. So it's minimizing the input even more. Okay. Like even more. And then the other thing there is like the controls on it with the 45 safeties and stuff, I can just be like not even conscious at all of any of the manipulation stuff because the gun makes it so easy. Like there's pretty much no way to miss that safety paddle, as you know.
Yeah.
So again, it's like you can lean into the speed even more, and I feel like I'm driving that gun like full throttle. That's how I feel shooting it.
All right. So to apply this to somebody listening to this, if they have a new gun or switching platforms, I mean, you've done this quite a bit at this point. What is your process if you get a new platform, or what would you recommend for somebody to do?
Get it, set up your belt. Like my belts, the one thing that makes me more consistent is my belts are very consistent. Where the back strap of the gun is going to be pretty much parallel with the belt line, right? So my grab, like I'm always going to have a comfortable grab onto the gun, and then I just lean into a lot of dry fire so I can manipulate the gun subconsciously before I even need to go fire around with it. Then I zero it, I shoot the gun without really any expectation. You don't even need to use a timer initially. Just shoot the gun in an aggressive way, but don't worry about the time or the score. Just get used to the fucking gun. One big pitfall that people have is they like chasing numbers that they were shooting with some other platform or some other thing. And it's just like flush that out the window and just shoot the gun and get used to it. Dry fire it, set it up a consistent way, shoot it, get used to it without expectation, be very open-minded. If you're doing, I like doing doubles and shit like that. So I can see exactly how the gun's reciprocating and like what input I'm putting into the gun. I pay a lot of attention to that. And then after that point, like I'm pretty well adjusted, and then I can really train with it.
I like that. My process is normally been if I have a different gun or a new gun, I just shoot doubles for like the first several range sessions. I don't even really do much of anything else with live ammo. Do you like that? Or do you think people should be shooting a scrambler or a distance change up, a gear change type drill to start off with? Or does it even matter?
I do like shooting stages or scramblers. I do like that just because, again, it'll take away my expectations. Because if it's an unknown stage, like unknown, I've never shot this scenario before, I can't have expectations for what the time or score should be.
Okay.
So I can just shoot the fucking thing and try to put the bullets where they're supposed to go and whatever. And I don't have expectations as far as what the score should look like. And I'm shooting the gun in an aggressive, dynamic way at different distances and different target presentations. And to me, it just gives me a good look at how the gun's feeling or looking in my hands. Like, for example, one thing with the Athena, like this was a very easy switch for me to this gun. It's a 2011 and I already had a Titan. But then shooting it in the way that I'm talking about, I immediately see the tendency for the gun to over return it and put in input and push it low in a way that the Titan does not do. But the gun also feels faster and more violent. And I picked that up like right away when switching to it and shooting it on like more complex scenarios.
No, that makes sense.
Yep.
Dude, this is good.
That's all right.
I mean, it was okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I think this is very helpful.
No, I appreciate it. And I know that you hate your audience a lot, and I appreciate you having me on here to talk to them for you.
Yeah.
And I know how much contempt you have for all your fans on your channel and stuff.
This is true.
And I just want to be here to support you because I know how tough you have it.
You're very supportive.
People are going to believe that shit too. It'll be great.
They'll believe anything you tell them. Now I've got to the point. You used to get so many reactions, and now I try my best. Like, obviously, my face shows some of it, but I'll just be like, yep, that's right. I agree. I learned it from you.
I hate everyone.
I learned it from you. Thank you for noticing. Anyway, thanks, guys, for watching. If you have questions, drop them below. Maybe I'll bug Ben to try to get him to answer your question, or if not, it'll end up just being
happen. It'll probably happen.
It'll end up just being fodder for future videos. So appreciate you guys watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that crap if you want to. If you don't, that's okay too.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you don't have to.